I had two older sisters, and my dad cooked. If he didn't cook, my mom cooked. If my mom didn't cook, the two older sisters cooked, and they'd say, Debbie, just cut up everything. I wish when I were a kid I had a food processor. This is your sous chef in the kitchen. I want to show you, this is mini, but it is mighty, and we have 3 color combinations. So we have this in this stone gray. We also have it in this red up front, and then we also have it in the back. And I don't want you to think because it's small that it's not powerful. It is very, very powerful for you. 350 watts, and this is great to get, you know, the onions done and the bell peppers and all those things that you need for your potato salad and your dressing. $9.99 to get this home. Curtis, I wish I had this as a kid. I was the person who cut up everything. That's why I'm playing catch up on cooking. Right. This is fantastic.
Well, you know what? We love food processors in the restaurant because we use them all the time. But guess what? We cook for 100 people a night. At home, you're cooking for 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. All you need is a little small one. Now, this is a 2-cup capacity, so don't be fooled by its size. But what I'm going to start off with here is some tomatoes, some onion, some chipotle, some chili. I'm even going to squash in some cilantro. And yes, you can squash your ingredients down in there. Pop your lid on. 2 seconds later, you've got a salsa. You wait for that cilantro to catch and done. You don't want to over puree a salsa. Now, of course, you can if you want to, but have a look at how perfectly chopped this is. Every now and then you'll just catch one ingredient in the lid. Well, you just remove that. But you can see how perfect that is, and look at the capacity. By the way, when you do a big food processor, if you put a few ingredients in there, guess what? The blade can't catch it. With this, it's very, very simple because the capacity is a bit smaller. Okay, avocados, some cilantro, some lime juice, some garlic, some chili. You go ahead, you pop your lid on. Again, it's up to you. You can take it all the way until it's a smooth puree, or you can just give it a couple of seconds like I just did and create that perfect guacamole. If you want it smooth, you give it a couple more seconds. It's really super, super easy. The amount of vegetables that you'll be chopping and dicing and slicing. We all love to cook, but I don't know a lot of people that really crave the prep, okay? This makes life very simple. Now we're gonna move over to the grater, right? Now you can grate as much or as little as you want. You can do it into a big bowl. You can do it into one of my this is my Dura storage, by the way. It's DuraPan, so it's bakeware with a lid. I'm going to actually pop it straight into here, and watch what I do. I go ahead, no, don't put it in there, put it in here. I get all these little pieces of cheese, and I normally do this when I use all the little pieces of cheese that are left over, and then I'm just going to go ahead and grate that straight into my Dura storage, just like this, right? All the little pieces of cheese that didn't get eaten by the end of the week, I toss them straight in, and then I grate it, and I use that over anything that I'm going to be cooking, like a pasta bake, right? So you go ahead, you can see how much we've been able to grate so quickly. Then I'll pop my lid on, and I'll keep that for a little later on. Think about all of the vegetables, and we're going to do a demonstration on that 3-piece storage set a little later on, maybe in the next hour. Next, I'm going to go into a smoothie. I do this for my kids every morning because they don't want to eat fruit in the morning, but they're happy to drink a smoothie. I throw raspberries, a little bit of oat milk or almond milk, a little bit of fresh yogurt so they get some beautiful protein. If you want to sweeten it, be my guest. You can even use my maple powder. You turn it, it only takes a couple of seconds, right? You go ahead, take the lid off, and you've created that perfect smoothie in seconds. Right, so the amount of things that you can do, Debbie, are unbelievable. The dressings, the chopping of vegetables that none of us like doing, it's all possible.
And you guys, if you really want those quicker results and really want to enjoy cooking again, get this home. It's only $9.99. It is a 2-cup capacity for you. So when you want to make the guacamole, I think I'm
So look, I've gone ahead and made a blue cheese dressing. Now you can leave it nice and chunky like this if you like. You can see how that's kind of more of a puree. Or you add a little bit of buttermilk in. Let's turn this into a dressing. So you become really quite creative as the cook because ultimately you're in charge of exactly what you're doing. So like I say, you can leave it nice and thick like this, or you can make it more of a pouring consistency and you can pour that straight over your wedge. You can even do a little bit of both. That's what we do as chefs. We play with texture, right? Think about whipped cream. How many times did you think, gee, I'd love a dollop of whipped cream? I don't buy the stuff in the tin because I've made the mistake, or maybe I'm smart enough to have read the ingredient list. All that should be in there is cream. If you get the emulsifying blade here, you drop that in like so. Go ahead and pour a little bit of cream over the top. You put that on. 2 seconds, you have whipped cream. It's quite unbelievable to think that you can whip cream that fast, but why do you need to buy it in a tin if you can whip it that quickly? Now, you can take it semi-whipped like this. If you wanted a firmer whip, you just give it 1 more second, of course, and you get that perfectly stiff, firm peak. So I go ahead, I pop that over my pies, I pop that over my brownies, and then I'll go down, I'll make 1 more dressing, Debbie, and I'll give you the mic back, I promise. Parsley, I'm putting some mustard, I've got some lemon juice, I've got a little bit of honey, I've got some vinegar. Let me get a spoon here for my mustard, just a little dollop of that mustard, a little dollop of that beautiful honey in this one. These are my little silicone pinch bowls as well, which we also have available for you. A squirt of extra virgin olive oil, you pop your lid on, and look at how much dressing. You'll never buy another vinaigrette, another dressing, whether it's a creamy or an Italian-style vinaigrette, because look at this. In just seconds, you've got that perfect dressing to go over your salad.
Wow. And you guys, he gives you a recipe booklet. So I wanted to show you that. So you have plenty of ideas for you. 350 watts. This is easy and it's convenient. And because it's small, you're going to put this on your countertop and have the perfect recipes. And this is not going to take up a lot of space. So pick your color. We're good. We have the red. We're good in colors right now, but don't wait to get your favorite color. We have the red, we have the black, and we have the stone gray. And this is all about making fresh ingredients. Right here, we have some guacamole. When you buy guacamole at the store, it can be very expensive and it's not good. If you're trying to really eat, more healthy and you just like things to be very, very fresh, look at how you can make a beautiful guacamole, pico de gallo right here. It's really hard to chop up those onions and a little bit of jalapeno and the cilantro. The food processor does it in seconds. A little bit of hummus. So just think about, dip, you may be watching the Olympics. It'll be baseball and football after that. This is something that you will love and cherish because food processors can be very expensive. If you want a try me food processor, try something small, 2-cup capacity, see if you're going to use it, see if you're going to love it. I personally think that how easy this is. I love your idea of making smoothies for the kiddos. You may be taking care of some elderly loved ones. It makes it harder for them to eat right now. And they may, you whip up a soup, you whip up a smoothie, and this is fantastic. Your salad dressing looks beautiful. I can't believe this is only $9.99 just to get this home. That's phenomenal.
I mean, that's a pesto that I just made. You can see how perfect. By the way, go read the ingredients on a pesto and you'll be like, oh my goodness, I don't want all of that. All I want is the